There we corrected it. We just did a sharp fourth key again, which really isn't a loss because we actually were able to add some information, extra information for this particular sharp fourth. Because we already did sharp fourth. The sharp fourth was the first one that we did. This was our first one. There's the sharp fourth. And so we raised everything to the D. We started off with D3 out of order. Then we started bringing some order. D6, D5, D4, D2, T1, D7. And of course we arrived at the A sharp key. Had to figure out how do we arrive at the A sharp key on this particular setup here. There it is. It's automatically the A sharp key. D3 is the A sharp key. So anyway. So we got some, I added these extra words to it that might not be on the previous video. Minor ninth. That's the word ascend right there. Ascend. Instead of descend, I'm saying resend. Ascend, resend, as in rescind a signature. Then I have the perfect fifth. This one's an augmented fourth. This one's a major third. This one's a minor second, a minor ninth, a major seventh, a major second. But anyway, so this, of course we did this one. This was a sharp first to sharpen the G sharp. And then we did to sharpen the second, which is the A sharp 2. And that gave us this thing. We found the diminished seventh cascade shape mixing with the blues pentatonic. There's your blues pentatonic. Dun dun. It's actually dun 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 because this would be the 2 note. This is a D pentatonic because there's your D in the D key. There's the D. Here's the 2. So here's the pattern when we start on the 2. Dun 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 bump 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 bump. Then of course dun dun again, but I didn't list it on there because I just wanted to mainly emphasize. I wanted to emphasize also the cascade effect on the diminished seventh when it pumps all the way down. So that when we do get to this one right here, another note is that these ones started on the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4, this note right here. And of course we got the 3 notes per string boxes. This would be the 6 box, this would be the 7 box, this would be the 1 box. So, you know. So when we created this one, now we have the 4 box, the 5 box, the 6 box, and the 7 box. So we have more boxes now. Or actually the 4 box, it would be the 4 box, the 3 box, the 2 box. in the 1 box. We just started backwards on the backwards note. So anyway, when we create the diminished 7th cascade shape like I was telling you, okay. But first, let's look at this. When we sharpen the 4th, we get a D7 on the 22nd fret. Oh, that's not right. This is wrong. This doesn't pop here. I don't think that pops. A sharp 4th is not the 22nd fret. In the key of G sharp, this is G sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it is. Sharp 4th is. A sharp 4th. Ah, it's a sharp 4th. So this is a little different. The other one was bend up to a sharp 4th. Ah, the other one was bend up to a sharp 4th from the C note, from the C3 note in the G sharp key. Because when you go down to G sharp, down here on the neck, 3rd string, top of the neck, this is G, this is G sharp, this would be D, C sharp 4, because the 1 is always next to the 4. Bum bum, that's a perfect 4th. And then just drop down a half step, and there's your 3, and that's the C. So this is right. This is still right. A sharp 4th. And when we bring it all the way up here, a sharp 4th, C is 3, C sharp is the 4, sharp 4th is D. So that is correct. That's balanced. Okay, now getting back to the cascade then. Well, okay, let's just see this. If this is a D7, then when we sharpen up, when we sharpen the C sharp 4th to a D, a half step up, then we just change the number. We just call D, this note automatically D, we just call it D7, and we ask ourselves, what key does that create? So we need to put that on there to remind ourselves how we got this. So that's the big question right there. That's the Riddler, the big question. What key does D7 create? D sharp key. If we change the number of D to 6, what key does D sharp 6? D sharp 6 is a 6th note in what key? Okay, so we ask ourselves the question. D6 is the 6th note in what key? So we have ourselves another question here. The big question. Where's it at? There it is. D6 is the 6th note in what key? It's F. So you have to figure it out. Here's D sharp 6, or here's D sharp, here's here's D sharp, because the double dots would be E. D sharp. If this is 6, we skip a fret, make 7. No, D. D is 6. If D is 6, E is 7, F is the 1. 6, 7, 1. That's a 6 hop pattern. That finger position right there, I call it the hop pattern. Called hop. Because you hop across this fret right here, pretend it's a stream or a river. Hop across it. If the fingers were together, I call it bop. Because these two fingers are close to each other like they're bopping into each other. Bop. And then there's the other pattern. Slop. Because you can put your fingers in between the fingers and it's sloppy. It's not a tight fit. It's a sloppy fit. Unless, of course, you're getting way up here on these frets. But they all rhyme. It's something easy to remember. Okay, so now let's get back to this. The cascading diminished seventh. Cascade. Okay. But first, let's get to this because this leads to that. Okay, so we ask, so all these notes right here that we just created, the keys, D sharp, F, G, A, and then the rest of them, which I don't have mapped out because there's not enough room on the page. You just watch the other vids, you'll see what I did. A sharp, C, and D. All these notes right here create the A sharp key. Here's the A sharp key. A sharp 1, whole step, C2, whole step. D is the third note in the A sharp key, a half step, that's an H. D sharp 4 is the fourth note in the A sharp key, another whole step. F5, G6, A7, whole, whole, whole. The formula is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And there should be an H after this. So there's an H for a half step, which gets us back to A sharp. So I did this. I said A sharp key blue note is the sharp second, which is the C sharp note, which gives us the G6 blue box, where everyone plays their blues. Because A sharp is right here, and there's your blue box, the G. Bum 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 bum. That's this. Da 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 da. When we play the famous blues box. Okay. This one, the A sharp key HM or harm minor or harmonic minor is the sharp fifth or the F sharp note, which is also the E bass diminished seventh arpeggio. That might be, I might need to fix that. Anyway, the sharp fifth F sharp note converted to the sharp 2 blue note bursts the key D sharp, which brings us to the C6 blue box. So D sharp key is here. That's the D sharp note. This is the blue. This would be the 6th note for the blue box. This right here is the blue note, which is F sharp is the blue note. So this would be, that note's actually C. So this would be the C minor blues box, where you do your diddle diddle diddle. Everyone bends this string more than any other note. This note right here gets bent more than any other note on the guitar. Bump, 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 bump. There's your blue. So that's the F sharp note. F sharp, G, G sharp, and A. So we're right on that. So there it is. Sharp fifth F sharp converted to the sharp 2 blue note versus the D. So I might have to fix that. The D key and the D key also gives birth to the sharp fifth, which is a B note. So here's the D sharp key once again. Okay, D sharp is right here. Here's our blues box. Go down one, do your Yngwie harmonic minor, and that's the B note. Now, this brings us to another blues box. That converts to a blues note too. That would be A sharp, B, C, which gets us G back to the key G sharp. So you can see we went full cycle all the way from the beginning, G sharp to G sharp with this. Now this one shows us that the sharp 2B creates the F bass diminished cascade shape, which is the A sharp 2, the sharp 2B, and the C, which we just covered, which was down here, which is F minor, or the G sharp key, which is right there. Okay. On the first string, when we do it on the first string, we have the A sharp B C right here, which is the same in the blues box on the 5th string down here. Bump, bump, bump. There's your minor box. Da 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 da. Walk Through the Fire, Metallica. They're all playing right there. Well, if you bring it up an octave, 1, 2, 3. Here's the octave, 1, 2, 3, and here's the octave right here, 1, 2, 3 on the first string. You roll it, diddle diddle da, bow 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 bow. There's your pattern. Da 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 da, bow 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 bow. Those two strings right there, bow 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 bow, are the same as these down here. Bump 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 bump. Now you're in your blues box again. Bump 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 bump. So these two right here, diddle diddle. Bump, 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 bump. And if you cascade it all the way down, bump, 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 bump. For a diminished 7th style, you mix the blues box with the diminished 7th, bump, 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 go up, bump, 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 diminished 7th, you go down, bump, 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 bump. There's your E. E diminished 7th, that's the E bass. Bam. And so this E bass, bump, bam, bump, bam. You go down, bump, 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 bump. Gets us to the F sharp bass, or the F bass, bump, bam. Or hold on a second. Let me look at that again. Da 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 da. There it is, F sharp bass. So the basic thing is that this E bass rolls down to the F sharp bass, which is a major second. F sharp to E is a major second interval. So we can play around with the intervals like that. So anyway, I have it all right there. There's the record right there. So you figure it out if you want. It's up to you. I wrote this down for me, folks. And I have a feeling when Steve Vai wrote his book, he just made a video a couple days ago. When he wrote, he's showing you the book that he wrote. When he wrote the book, I'll guarantee you, he wrote it for himself so he can improve himself. If you get something out of it, cool. And of course, you buy it from him, then he gets a little money out of it too. And of course, if it really helps you, it helps you. But I'll guarantee you, us musicians, we write this stuff down because we're looking to master it more and more and more. And see, when you been a musician for years and years, you want to start mastering stuff more and more and more, and so that causes it causes me to write. Whether it caused Steve to write, I'm just suggesting that Steve Vai wrote that book for himself, mainly to help himself. I'm just sharing it that way because that's what I do. Everything I write, it's the only way it helps me. So, and then of course you get the benefit. Like I say, on the Just Playman videos, I make these vids just for me, folks. But if you get something out of them, cool. I'm sharing this stuff freely for you. If I wanted to charge you money, I could, but at this point, I'm not into charging people money for anything. So I know everything's prepaid. International law. It's all supposed to HJR 192, the bankruptcy. There's a whole teaching on it. I got videos on it. Later. So there you go. Good luck.